Hi, Gabrielle.
Hi.
Thank you so much for joining us on CGTN. First of all, would you like to share a bit about your impression so far to the city, the Chinese coastal city, Fuzhou?
I'm impressed coming from such a different environment like Italy is, especially Rome. The weather, I use this adjective. It's very strong. The way it changes, it rains, it's sunny. There's humidity. It never reaches like this in Rome. It's more stable and flat. So I think that this is something that creates this beautiful environment. There's so much green and everything is so much taken care of, which is something that never happens in Italy. You will see, unfortunately, wonderful monuments uh, with, with gardens not taken care of there. And here you really, you know, care about the things that you have. And you make it, and to me, when I see it from as a foreigner point of view, I see a city that is taken care of. Oh, this is beautiful. I really wish we could learn from this. You know, we would need to bring, because the first question that I asked to my wife, how can they make this everywhere like this? How can they do it? How can they do it? How much work does it need? And I think it's a way of how much the people need and the government cares. And we should learn from this seriously.
And this year marks the 50th anniversary of the diplomatic ties between China and Italy. How do you think the two countries can work together in film production, from your own experience and perspective?
Well, I made my last movie that is half in Mandarin and half in Roman accent dialect. And I did it because I'm interested in the culture of China, and especially as a filmmaker of genre movies, I'm interested in martial arts. You got to consider how big is the community of Chinese in China. We have a very strong community in Prato. Is immense. It's in Tuscany, and it is very strong also in Rome. We have our own Chinatown. We call it like this, and community has done a lot for us. And I'm trying, and it's where I set my movie, and I'm trying to give it back by creating this strange dialogue. And it's an important year. I was involved in some activities of the community, and I felt like accepted. It's not something that it really happens, because they say in Italy the community is very closed. They keep it to themselves because they trust to a certain extent our culture. But being called in this exhibitions and having me share what I did, it means that I'm sort of a friend, and this is nice.
And I believe there's a lot of potential and possibilities
Yeah.
between the two countries. And last but not least, what's your expectation of this event? Like trying to find some hidden gem along the Silk Road?
I'm a filmmaker, and all the filmmakers will tell you this: you cannot stop at your films, at your country. Everybody learns from others. I was lucky enough to that my university studies in cinema studies, and I was interested so much in Chinese cinema. And this road, this road that comes from the sea and comes from the land, and the way you change this into the festival, it is interesting, and there's so many cultural possibilities. And I think we already found one that is so special, and it is beautiful. As the Indonesian director said before in the conference, we see the life of these many cultures, and at the end of the day, everybody struggles in a similar way. And the access that our audience might have to these gems, as you said, is through the pain of the human beings that lived it. And no matter what cultures you're from, and through that immersive, emotional vehicle, you understand the culture a little bit. So that's how important cinema is very important.